Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage, the good old WTD question mark here on my channel, the segment on this channel where I can unleash all of my inner rage and sadness and anger and sorrow, all the negative emotions that come with being a human being in today's day and age where everything is so, rageful. Everything freaking ticks me off because there are so many things that, come off as wrong or incorrect in the world today, and I already lost the script here. Today I'm going to be sharing a very unpopular opinion, as is normal for What's the Damage, I'm going to be talking about something that is very well looked upon in general by the gaming community, and yet I don't seem to be able to grasp it very well. Not grasp, but I can't seem to, what's the proper word? I just can't embrace it, I'm just not a very big fan of video game modding. In case you're unfamiliar with gaming terms and whatnot, modding is short for modification, which basically is when, players or fans of a particular game, they go inside and they alter something within it, right? So sometimes it can be just small little tweaks here to the aesthetic, character appearances and models and whatnot, but sometimes it can be complete overhauls of the game system itself, the way that it plays, the in-game mechanics, they can completely change the game's entire landscape, right? So modding is a very popular thing, and many times it can, it's very useful, to garner more interest in the game, or, kind of like, let's say, add more replay value to it, right? So maybe a game has been on the shelf for a few years and there haven't been any updates, the developers stopped working on it, and you kind of got bored, and then modders come in and they change the game itself, the game code, and make it a little bit more appealing, so that in turn brings more people to play the game and it starts to sell more copies because of the mods. I'm aware that it's very popular, and it's very financially useful for the game developers and whatnot, but me being a gamer myself, I have never been exposed to mods, throughout my entire life playing games. I started gaming back when I was like 3, on the Super Nintendo, and never looked back since. Have had, several consoles and handhelds. I played on the PC, and I do a lot of gaming content for YouTube. You guys should know that. Not just playing, but also, talking about games like today's video, reviewing them, So I am very, passionately in love with video gaming. A very long time ago when I was a teenager, I wanted to be a game developer, but unfortunately life took me in other directions. But still, the point is that I love it, and modding in games is something that I just can't get behind it, because I understand that many developers allow their games to be modded and also encourage it, but to me, sometimes the original port of a game is already satisfying enough, Like, I've been recently playing through the Tomb Raider trilogy on Xbox, and it's like, I can't imagine these games being modded because they're already so perfect the way that they are, There are certain games that don't need to be modded, but just because you can, people go ahead and do it, It's like that old quote from Jurassic Park, Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something, Something to that degree that, Ian Malcolm said. So just because you can modify a game doesn't mean that you should. Sometimes it just makes the whole thing look more ridiculous, honestly. Like, it doesn't even feel like a video game anymore. It feels like, glorified fan fiction, some really strange deep web stuff, I don't know, man, because some mods make the game look scary, like you're playing a serious game like Call of Duty with tanks and stuff, and all of a sudden you mod it for freaking Thomas the Tank Engine to show up, it's weird, it's so uncanny, that face and everything else, freaking like, oh, let's modify Minecraft and put Pikachu in there instead of Steve, it doesn't make any sense, it's so stupid. And to illustrate the point just a little bit more, here are some photos of random mods from random games. Those of you who actually enjoy game mods looked at those photos and you're like, oh my god, that's so awesome, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's so terrible. It's so strange and uncanny. It feels unnatural and wrong, man. It's like I'm looking at a creepypasta. Jeezums and crackers. Oh my god. But then again, because mods change how games, look and behave, there are people who say that they add more depth to the original work, it can also be a form of self-expression for the mod developers and whatnot, and I am aware that they do add add a lot of commercial value to the games, you know, they contribute to the games becoming a lot more financially successful. That's fine, like I mentioned earlier, but to me it's still so strange because popular games today have like tens of thousands of mods created for them, which tells me one thing: the games aren't that popular. Because if people feel the need to modify the original game source code to create new things within the game for you to do, I mean, if you do it immediately, instantly, then that means that you already had mods in mind for that game and you don't like it's like, because I'm a very old-fashioned guy, you guys might know that watching my channel over the years, you know, I have opinions that are very, you know, kind of, let's say, you might call them outdated, you know, for lack of a better term. You know, some of you might think that I'm stagnant, I'm dead set in my ways, but there are certain things that to me are just so much better when they are simplified, when they are their, you know, original term, they're in their original state, you know, and it's the same thing with video games. To give you guys an idea of how lambent, you know, modding is today, there's even an expression called vanilla, which refers to a game in its unmodified original state, you know. So, for example, if we say vanilla Minecraft, we're talking about Minecraft that is the original release, you know, without any mods or anything, just a regular game. So, you know, essentially everything, you know, any game that can have mods in it, if you put vanilla before the title, you're referring to the game that has no mods, right? And that's all that I play. Like, I have a very simple gaming setup, you know. I have an Xbox One S. I still haven't upgraded to the Series X because I can't afford it where I live, and my PC is very, very basic. It has freaking 2 gigs of ROM. I can't even play Among Us on my computer without it, you know, freezing, you know, and lagging like a freaking thing. So it's hard. So I don't have the resources for mods, and even if I did, I don't think I would try to do any of them, because I just prefer games the way that they were, the way that they came out of the box, you know, giving me the original experience that the developer wanted. That's what it's all about, right? You know, it's just like, it's very similar, not exactly the same, but it's very similar to my video talking about short films some time ago. Wait a second, short films? Actually, yes. I can bring that into here. It's like when people complain that short films are too short and they keep demanding them to be longer, you know, you are not giving your appreciation to the creator, to the director of that short film, you know. Even if a film is 5 minutes long, there was a lot of work that went into it. So if you're clamoring for more without appreciating the short work, you're not even giving love to the actual filmmaker, you know. It's the same thing with gaming mods. Again, very unpopular opinion, I know, I'm aware, but if you are constantly modding games, you're not appreciating the original games at all. It's like you're saying, well, the original game sucks, you know, the developers made a game that's not good enough, so I have to mod it to make it be good enough in my eyes, right? That's how I feel. And again, I know that a lot of people, if this video even gets a lot of views, I know that a lot of you will disagree, and that's fine, you know, that's why I do YouTube, you know. You're not always supposed to agree with me. I like to hear different viewpoints, but oh my god, modding sucks so much, man. And I see people, there are compilations of modding on YouTube, you know, and I watch some of them and they're just out of curiosity, and I'm like, why? That's like the one question that pops into my head. Why? Like, why do all of this? Why mod the game to this degree, to the point where it becomes almost unrecognizable, you know? The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is one of the greatest games of all time, man. The original vanilla Skyrim, you know, without any mods or anything of the sort, is so amazing, so good. It offers you literally hundreds of hours of gameplay, and even beyond if you want to keep going, because it's vast open world and whatnot. And there are people who mod it, you know. I think I saw some time ago somebody put Shrek in Skyrim. Why the hell would you put Shrek in Skyrim? That takes away completely from the original story, the depth, you know, the character development, the everything, you know. It goes from being serious to being stupid. It's like putting Peter Griffin as the playable character in Dark Souls. Like, why? Let me illustrate the point even more with some more photos of even more ridiculous mods in more games. My God, it makes me itch looking at those photos, man. God, it's like I'm looking at plastic surgery gone wrong. Jeez, it's just so uncanny and unsettling. Almost kind of disturbing. My God, I hate it so much. And the thing is that video game modding isn't even that recent, you know? Like, as early as the 1980s, modding has been used for the sole purpose of creating art, you know? So, like, as opposed to actual games, right? So basically, it's just a way for the developers to express themselves. So, for example, they might try to create real-life locations within games with very little, if any, regard at all for gameplay value. It's like, the game is gonna suck if we do this, but let's make it just because we can, right? Arguably, it has given rise to artistic video game modding, right? So, you know, works like Machinima and Demo Scene, you know, they've been active for, I don't know if they're still today. I used to watch Machinima back in the day, in the early days of YouTube, you know, and it was funny, but today I'm not a big fan, you know, because of this, right? It's like, it's just so weird, man. It's really weird, and like, I don't know, sometimes somebody might try to record in-game actions and turn it into an independent movie outside of the game itself, you know, so it all comes down to artistic expression, you know, and there's like a whole subculture behind it, but I'm not going to get into that in today's video. The point is that I'm just not a fan. I don't like it. I think it's very, very unnecessary, and to me, it undermines the actual legacy of the original game, you know. I can't imagine people modding games like Halo or Gears of War or freaking let's talk about PlayStation exclusive, like God of War, the Uncharted series, you know, The Last of Us. Imagine somebody modding The Last of Us. The Last of Us, you know, the first and the second part 2, these are two of the greatest games in history, man, you know. They are so amazing, so expertly made, essentially perfect, no flaws at all, you know. They look even better on the PS4 and PS5, and so I can't imagine somebody looking at those games and saying, that's not good enough. I want to mod it. I want to add something. You know, instead of Joel, I want freaking, I don't know, I want to play as Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead, you know, and I want Ellie to be, I don't know, let's turn Ellie into freaking Jessica Chastain or something, or Mila Kunis, you know. It's just so weird, and like, the more you mod a game, the less good it looks, you know, the less it feels like you're playing the original game, right? Again, this is probably the 4th or 5th time I'm saying this today. It's not a popular opinion. I'm aware that a lot of people will disagree with me, but I just want to get that out there, you know. It's just my opinion. This doesn't offend anybody, you know, so don't try to freaking cancel me, you stupid, butthurt, sensitive internet, the millennials. No, I'm a millennial. Gen Zs. You know, is there something else after Gen Z, you know, an even younger generation, like this idiotic kid, you know, freaking riding a skateboard or something outside? I don't know. But still, man, it's just annoying. It's crazy as hell. I cannot ever get behind game mods. I cannot approve of them. I can't see the point, you know. And I know that it's not something that is bothering me directly, because I can, like, let's say, I can't escape it, you know. It's not like the games that I play on my Xbox are all coming with mods pre-installed, you know. I have a choice. I can choose to not play modded games or mod them myself, you know, and I do that. I don't play games that are modded. I always play the original. I don't even play DLC, dude, you know, like, I don't pay for DLC in games anymore. Like, when I was a kid, I used to, but to get more achievements and stuff and see more of the story sometimes. But today, I just play, well, I want to play the game the way that it is, you know. I recently finished the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, right, from 2013. Well, the original was from 2013. I don't know when the Definitive Edition came out, you know. I played through the whole single player story, got all the collectibles, you know, the relics, the documents, the everything, got a few miscellaneous achievements, and I'm done with it, you know. If there is DLC, I don't care, and I know that there's online multiplayer, but I also don't care, and the servers are down anyway, so even if I wanted to play, I couldn't, you know. So, and somebody says, hey, I made a mod for the original Tomb Raider game. I don't care. I played the original game. It's there. It's done. It's fine. I'm finished with it. I don't want any more freaking modifications, you know. Instead of Lara Croft, you know, let's play as freaking Barbara Streisand or something. No, stop doing that. Leave the dang games alone. And before I finish, let's take a look at some more horrific photos of game mods in other games that probably suck because of the mods. It just keeps getting worse, but fortunately that's the last time I'm gonna show anything in the video. That's it, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Now here's the thing, there are many of you out there that are gamers. You know, a lot of my subscribers are gamers. I know from, you know, the views that I get on my gameplay videos and comments and stuff, and some of you come and talk to me outside of YouTube, so I'm aware that there are a lot of gamers in my audience, and my target audience, my target demographic, you know, is mostly gamers because I do a lot of gaming content every year here, every cycle on YouTube. So I am already aware there's like a pretty much almost a 100% chance that everybody's going to disagree with my opinion here, because I don't think I've ever met a single person who wasn't a fan of gaming mods like I was, you know. So of course I can't be the only person in the world who feels this way, but it seems like at least in my social circle there are very few. But you know, either way, let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you think about gaming mods, you know, what your opinion is. I hate them so much. I never liked them and I probably never will, you know. It's like Minecraft. I just cannot like Minecraft, and it is the highest selling video game of all time, and it's still popular today. I tried playing it a few times over the years, could never get into it, so also very unpopular opinion. I don't hate it just because everybody else loves it. It's just because I don't see the big deal. When too many people hype something up and they love it, you know, they pretty much like blindly follow it, I tend to look the other way because it doesn't really appeal to me very much, you know. I don't know, man, that's just how I am, you know. I guess maybe I'm different, right, as both a gamer and a content creator on YouTube and whatnot. But anyway, let me know in the comments below. I may run a poll or two on the community tab to see how you guys feel about it a little better, and it's all good. It's all good. So guys, if you happen to like this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day, or every other day rather. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell too so I can know exactly what time I upload, and it's all good. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the vanilla, unmodified original outro screen.